All of us would say, I trust God. Well, what I want to do today is look at some areas in our life, and we're going to evaluate how well we trust God. Apparently, he's more scared of the blue tarp than he is feed, huh? What happens is I'm going to kind of watch him a little bit instead of watching you, and I'm going to see where he gets into avoidance. And when he starts avoiding, I'm going to start moving him a little bit. He says, I see it, but I don't really want it bad enough to go to the tarp to get it. So I'm going to, hey, Kenny, I'm not Kenny, Larry, where'd you go? Come back in here. Well, because he knows you and you don't have the flag in your hand, I want you to get on the blue tarp and tease him with the feet. But just give him just enough that he wants more. Just a little bit. Now, make him come and step to you. Oh, Daddy. I got to tell you this story. One time I was riding in a round pen, and I was on Beverly's big horse. I believe he's even might be bigger than that one. And Harley brings the blue tarp in, and Harley gets under it and crawls to him. And he's going, and Harley gets right there, and all Harley can do is see feet about this big around. Well, Harley knows if horses are scared of something, they're going to paw it. And Harley began praying that he didn't paw that blue tarp that he was under. But when we're going to get along a little bit. Let's say we trust God with our time. Okay, my question is, how much time do you give God? How much time do you trust Him with? Because you see, I have been there to where I spent more time taking care of animals than I did communicating with God. So is that really trusting God with our time? When we're giving our animals more time than we give God? Many of you that are here have children or grandchildren. And I've got a granddaughter, my first one. She's about 14 months old. And even though I don't live but 30 miles from them, because of their schedule and our schedule, I don't get to see her very often. And I don't get to see my son and my daughter very often. And I know many of you are in that same category, and we long for them to spend time with us. Call us on the phone. Just come by. Meet us at the restaurant. Visit. And God longs for His children to spend time with Him. Just go ahead and put it in the middle of the tarp. See if we get it. Just drop it. Because you see, you have rubber band arms. This is good chiropractic for him. The only problem with this is he's got to chew that up before he wants any more. Before he'll look at any more. But at least he's close to it. He don't have his feet on it, but he's close to it. We're closer. You've heard me say week after week that horse training is like building a house. One brick at a time. One movement at a time. Now, Larry, where I'd coach you on that is in the training world, we call it rubber band arms. Is you coached them here, and as they came, we pull back. So we didn't reward them for trying. You know, the idea would be if they try, you give them that little mouthful. And then you try here and ask for a little more. That's why I asked you to put it down, so he can see what he can do. I kind of, didn't know if you'd step on it or not to get it. We're going to give him just a little bit of time. We'll see how much of a chowhound he is.
You might have to stretch that tarp out a little bit and make him work harder.
He's standing on it now. See, there's no doubt in my mind, I can persuade this horse to get on the tarp. Because I can make it, if he's not on the tarp, he has to work really hard. And if he gets to the tarp, he gets peace. And that's the way God does his people. When we're going down the wrong path, all of this bad luck we think we have, could it be God pushing us because we're on the wrong path?